Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gloria and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today I wanted to go through some February favorites because we're kind of approaching the end of February and I do my monthly favorites for every month. This month I have a lot of Hoyas for you guys because I've just been on a little bit of a Hoya kick, probably because my Hoyas are kind of waking up and growing some new leaves and I'm just super excited. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and yeah, let's just jump right into today's video. Okay, so I literally have 4 Hoyas here that I want to talk about, and I'll start off with the Hoya THOMSONII. So this one is the fuzziest of fuzzy Hoyas and it's literally straight up hairy. I love it a lot. I think it's probably one of my favorites actually, and it's recently been growing a lot of new leaves, which I'm just like so shocked. So this is how it's looking like. There's a lot of leaves inside, so I have a bunch of propagations that I just stuck directly into leca and it's just grown really well. So this vine over here grew some new leaves and it's very fuzzy. So the new leaves that come out are just like beyond fuzzy. They're fuzzier than the previous older leaves, which I guess maybe some of the fuzz kind of came off during shipping, I don't know, but it's just not as fuzzy. And there's new leaves growing everywhere, so there's like a bunch of new leaves in the middle too. It's a little bit hard to tell, but they come out really tiny and then over time they grow and grow, but just super fuzzy. And I love a good fuzzy leaf as much as I like a good veiny leaf. So this month I think I've been more into the fuzz for sure because a lot of these are fuzzy. This one is the Hoya THOMSONII. It comes in the pink and white, so those just indicate what type of flower will come out, so the color of the flower. But I think mine is the Hoya THOMSONII pink, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of forget, but it hasn't flowered on me. It's not a really big deal. I really mainly buy Hoyas for their foliage anyway. Moving on, I want to talk about another fuzzy Hoya, and this one has been a favorite for just a really long time because it grows so well, it roots so well, it's so like low maintenance, and it's just one of my really big Hoyas. So this one is my Hoya NUMMULARIOIDES Pink Corona. So as you can see, it's such a huge stinking plant. Like, just look at it. It's filling up the trellis so nicely. I bought it when it was such a small plant, honestly, and it's probably doubled in size now with constant like new growth. So the new leaves come out like a little bit purpley. So there's one over here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but very adorable. And it's just like always growing these like aerial roots to try to cling on to the trellis, which I find it looks really funny actually, but it does the job. It's really like attached onto this trellis. If I took off these clips, I'm sure it would be fine, but it looks really cute and it's nice and full at the base and it's starting to just fill out the trellis really nicely. I really enjoy this Hoya, and I think it's a good kind of beginner Hoya, similar to like a Hoya carnosa or a Hoya pubicalyx. If you find that this Hoya is really accessible, I really recommend adding this to your collection because it's cheap, it's easy, it's cute, it's fuzzy, just all the good things. Okay, next up is another fuzzy Hoya, which I guess this should really just be called a fuzzy Hoya video, but it is a monthly favorites, and I do have a few that are not fuzzy Hoyas. This one is the Hoya FUNGII. Fungi, I don't know. I like to pronounce it as fungi, and this one actually rotted in leca initially and it did absolutely nothing for the longest time as it was growing roots, but the new roots that came out are actually really nice. So I'll show you guys the roots first. They're kind of growing all over the place through the drainage hole, but yeah, like look at those roots. I think I'll probably have to readjust the plant soon. I'm just a little bit too lazy for that now, but it will happen soon. This is the Hoya that I'm talking about, and it has really kind of beautiful veining, fuzziness, and it has some splashiness to the leaves. So it literally has all the things that I want in a beautiful Hoya, and it's growing some new leaves. Let me see if I can show you. So in between these two leaves, there's a little bit of a nub where new leaves are growing, and it's just a matter of time before those two leaves open and get really nice and large like these leaves. I really like this Hoya. I honestly kind of forgot about it for the longest time because it wasn't doing anything and just wasn't a favorite, but I'm back on liking this beautiful Hoya. Next up is also a Hoya that I kind of neglected for a while because it got infested with mealybugs, number one, and number two, it stopped growing for like 8 months and I just did not know what was going on. probably due to the mealybug infestation. It just was towards the back of the shelf and it never got any love, which I'm really grateful that it actually grew for me. And it's my Hoya rotundiflora. I really enjoy this Hoya. I mean, I clearly still see mealybugs, which I need to treat this when I'm done this video, but there are some new leaves over down here. So these leaves are new, so it's a little bit kind of a different colored green at the moment because it's still growing, and there's this like long tendril that it shot out. Also some new leaves down here, but it is essentially now a normal leaf, so you can't really tell the difference. But there was some new growth at the base as well. But yeah, it's doing really well. It's starting to look really nice on this trellis and filling it up. I've also taken propagations from this a few times to share with friends, to sell, whatever, but I think it was probably just unhappy with all the cutting that I did, and that's why I did nothing for like 8 months. That is the last of the Hoyas. I want to move on to an orchid because this phalaenopsis decided to bloom on me and it's just so amazing. This one is the phalaenopsis cross between SAMERA and the MIRO Superstar. So I bought this a while ago. I think it was towards the end of summer, around fall time, and it was on to its like last flower, and I thought it was just gonna go to sleep and work on root growth and leaf growth for the winter and like fall months. But I've been proven wrong because it decided to flower in the middle of winter when outside is like -20 degrees. So clearly it's having a little bit of like an identity crisis instead of being a summer bloomer. So this one is my beautiful phalaenopsis. I love it a lot because it smells very like fruity and like florally. This one really kind of has a strong scent towards the middle of the day. Whenever I walk past my shelf, it just smells really nice. It's a good orchid to add to your collection, and I'm never disappointed with this. It's always been really easy. It grows really nice roots. Like, look at those roots. It's coming out through the drainage slits. This one has never given me trouble with its really big fat leaves and short little flower. Okay, last but not least, I want to show you guys my string of hearts. So this one is a variegated string of hearts, which I really love, also because it's growing very nicely for me. I just kind of wrap it all around the top so that it can get very good light. My grow lights are coming from the top, so I just want to make sure it gets plenty of light so that the hearts grow really nice and big, very nice and pink, and just amazing. So look at the back. The back is just so pink. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it is literally hot pink, and I just can't get enough of this plant. The strands are starting to get pretty long, like it can start to dangle, but I don't really want it to dangle. I just want to curl it up on the top and let it be. This is probably one of my favorite string of things. This one or my string of turtles. They're kind of head to head, and I don't know which one I like more, but I do really enjoy both of them. So that pretty much concludes the monthly favorites for the month of February. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below which plant is your favorite for this month. Out of all of these, I would say my favorite is probably the fungii, because I've honestly neglected it and it deserves some love for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.